Guys, the Street Glide ST or the Road Glide ST, the ST stands for Sport Touring. Guys, my name is Rick and this is the HDVIBE channel. In today's video, I am actually going to turn the Street Glide ST actually into a sport touring bike. As you know, these bikes don't have a whole lot of storage capacity. So what I'm going to do today in today's video, spend a little time with me, is we're actually going to install a really cool color matched Chop Tour Pack by Hogworkz. And we'll get into it right after this. So guys, that's right, the Road Glide, the Street Glide ST, Sport Touring, but they don't have much storage capacity for touring. So what I'm going to do is we're going to put on a Hogworkz Color matched Chop Tour Pack on here to give me some more storage capacity, either whether I'm riding to work and have to put my backpack in there or going on a long trip, as I am here. And probably when this is released, I'll actually be out on either in the Black Hills, I'll be in Sturgis, or I'll be out on Needles Highway, or in Deadwood. I'll be somewhere out in that area. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to install a pretty cool thing. Since this does have a solo seat setup, and I don't intend to put a two-up seat on here, I'm actually going to put a solo mount on here. I do have the 4-point docking hardware on here already, and then we're going to install that Chop Tour Pack. So what we're going to do is we're going to pay close attention when we put this on to make sure that it matches. Hogworkz guarantees that this will color match. This is white sand pearl, so it is kind of a unique color. So let's get into that now. All right guys, so as you can see, I have two mounting racks here. This one is the solo, this one is for two up. So as you can see, this one's a little bit shorter, and here's the bracket configuration on the two up. As you can see on this solo setup, the distance between here and here is much shorter, so it actually will push this closer to the back seat. So let's get this thing on and see what it looks like. What you're going to do on here is you're actually going to put this portion here up in here where the shocks are, versus if you had a two-up, you'd be using both sets of these back part of this 4-point docking. So we're actually going to slide this in where the shock absorbers go into the bike and just kind of tap that down into place and make sure you got it completely in. What you're going to do is get these locks lined up on your 4-point docking hardware in the back, and then you'll just kind of push down on this and then roll these back, and that will lock that mounting bracket onto the back of the bike in a solo position. Now I've got these two locking latches locked in here, so as you can see, solid, and now it's ready for the tour pack to actually be bolted and mounted on here. So now I'm going to go ahead and open up the box with the tour pack, and then we'll check that color, and we'll also get some shots of this outside to make sure that the color is right on with this white sand pearl. Here's the box that the tour packs come in from Hogworkz. They're very tightly packed, and they always pack this stuff really well. So as you can see, it's got foam on top of their Hogworkz branded another set of foam. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out of there, get this box out of the way, and then we'll check out this color. There it is, white sand pearl. Looking at it from kind of the angle, I mean, it looks as though it's going to be a really good color match, if not perfect. So we'll open this up, and we're actually going to have a chop style backrest on here, I believe. So we've got the backrest in here. We've got some attachment hardware for that, just a couple of screws that go through here to bolt that in. And the other component we get is actually the mounting plate, this metal plate that goes in the bottom of the tour pack to make sure that those bolts stay tight and give some reinforcement to that tour pack. And then it'll also have some generic keys for the key latch. So what I did, I went ahead and ordered from Harley Davidson a keyed lock that matches the keys for the Street Glide ST, so I don't have to be fumbling around with multiple keys. I can just use the same key I use for my ignition and my saddlebag. So right now I'm super impressed. I'm doing this myself. I went ahead and I leveled the bike with my little center stand that I have that I usually use when I work on the bike. So kind of hold this steady. You don't want this to go flying. And then the holes are already drilled. There's 4 holes here, so that's where your base plate will go. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. And then it comes with the supplied screws that we'll put through the screws through the top, and there'll be a nut and a washer, and those nuts are lock nuts with the washer, so that once you get that on there, you can pretty much just not have to worry about them coming loose. Just finishing up putting the bolts in here. These are 5/32 Allen heads on these, and then the bottom is a 7/16 lock nut, and then you put the washer on first. So I'm just going to finish tightening these up and make sure that this is all set and stable on the back of the bike here. Or the lock nuts themselves, they're not going to go anywhere. So this is already pretty solid. So I'm just going to check these front two, make sure those are tight. Then we'll be ready to put on the backrest on the top part of the tour pack. All right guys, I've got the backrest on. I took this protective tape off here, so we'll open it up. We've got the three sets of keys for this lock. As I said, I'll be changing that out to a lock match for the rest of the bike through Harley Davidson, and that's a pretty simple install. Just a couple screws here, and I did that actually on one of my other videos. So now I've got that on. I got the saddlebag back on. As you can see in the camera, I mean, just looking at it here, the color match is pretty much right on. Last thing I need to do to this before we actually take the bike out and get some shots of this color in the sunlight is I'm actually going to put this Hogworkz Tour Pack liner in here. This is for the Chop Tour Pack, and as you can see, it's got this, actually this is silver stitching, but it almost looks white. Actually the stitching on my Saddleman seat is also silver, but it looks white against this bike. So I'm gonna not bore you with the installation of this, but just to let you know, these are available for your tour packs. You can't get them for the Chop Tour Packs, I think the Razor Tour Packs, as well as the King Tour Packs. A bunch of different color combinations. Obviously this one's silver. I have the red and black one on the Road Glide Special. In the CVO, I actually have black on black, and there might be an orange on black as well, but check the website for all the different colors. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in. Again, it's just these Velcro double stick tape here. So you just kind of clean this up, stick those on. And then when you are installing this on the top, you will put some extra Velcro strips that came with the kit for the top part, so the top part will match this. So I'm going to go ahead and get that installed. I'm not going to show you guys how to do that. I've done that before in another video if you want to go back and check that out. But man, I am just super excited. I love the look of this solo setup with this tour pack, and at least in here in the studio in the garage, the color match looks right on. We're going to check it outside in the sunlight, but I think there's going to be no issues whatsoever. So I'm super excited. Guys, look at this. This tour pack is incredible. The color match, as you saw, is right on. So now I got to get your opinion, guys. So I've got these mid-frame deflectors in this White Sand Pearl color match from Hogworkz. And what I'd really like to do is replace these matte black mid-frame deflectors down below here with these. What do you guys think? Should I stick with black? Or would this White Sand Pearl carrying from the tank down to this side cover really look good still? All right guys, so you saw some of the video from outside. The color match is right on. I've been looking over this thing. It's got that pearl essence to it, just like the rest of the bike. It went together very well. And I think with this solo seat setup and this solo rack, this actually has turned the Street Glide ST into a sport touring motorcycle. I'm excited to have a little bit more storage in the back, but still, look at this. This thing looks incredible with this solo bracket setup with this solo seat. I really like it. So guys, if you like this type of content, please give it a thumbs up. Also, consider sharing this with your friends. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, you've been watching the videos, or this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button down below. And when you do subscribe, please leave a comment saying I subscribe so I can personally reach out and thank you for supporting the channel. Also, don't forget to hit that bell icon and select all so you do get notified every time I do put out new content. Also, leave some comments down below. What do you think of this solo rack setup on a solo seat bike? I really like it. I'm digging it. What do you think of this Hogworkz color match? This to me is incredible because this is an incredibly hard color to match. We also saw some of the other color match Hogworkz parts that I'm thinking about putting on the bike as well. So guys, with that, I'm going to leave you with this. Life is short. Get out and ride the bike. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.